We've all got a lot of opinions on Disney World, and while we love the parks, there are a few things we've got to call out. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. All right, everyone's thinking it, but no one's saying it. Why is blue curacao everywhere in Disney World? And why is the Wi-Fi such a nightmare to use sometimes? We're some of the biggest Disney fans out there, but we can't help but think there are some things that Disney fans are thinking, but no one is actually going to say. So we took it upon ourselves to let you know. First up, too many Verines. Hollywood Studios became Verine Studios for a bit. Like every single counter service and kiosk had a Verine on offer. And there are still a ton in the park. But what is a Verine exactly? Exactly. Nobody knows what it is. So why would you call it a Verine? Okay, so a Verine, I had to Google this, is a layered dessert in a cup. It's an individual parfait or a trifle. It might have a whipped cream, mousse, or pudding base with a variety of hunks of other stuff like those ubiquitous crispy pearls or popping pearls to give it some texture. To be honest, they're not bad, but some of them are really good. But here's the thing, most people aren't going to know what a Verine is. It's just kind of a pretentious word that nobody knows what it is when they're trying to order dessert. So just call it a parfait. I understand that a parfait technically is for multiple people and a Verine is a mini parfait, but people are more aware of what a parfait is. At least I was. And I think based on who I've talked to, a lot of other people know what a parfait is, but not a Verine. So maybe just fewer Verines or call it a parfait. Give us some more variety in the desserts around Hollywood Studios. I know Verines are probably super easy to do and they probably keep well, and that's probably why they're making them. But we know you're great at coming up with adorable and delicious sweet treats, Disney, so let's have some different ones. All right, and speaking of more variety and sweet treats in Hollywood Studios, why did they get rid of sweet spells? There is nowhere now in Hollywood Studios to get fresh caramel apples, fudge, crispy treats, etc. You just can't get them in Hollywood Studios. Sweet Spells used to be the confectionery location in the park, but then it closed and became a merchandise location. And they never added a bakery anywhere else in the park. So yeah, you can get a few things that used to be at Starring Rolls and Sweet Spells over at Trolley Car Cafe, which is the Starbucks location. But there's no place else to get bakery stuff or fudge or candy. There's no candy store. So if you're gonna overload us with Verines, maybe offer up some caramel apples as well. All right, staying in Hollywood Studios, why is the space food in Galaxy's Edge just not really that good? Okay, the food in Galaxy's Edge is unique and interesting, sort of. One dish is literally just a brick of fried chicken. And while there is a good vegetarian dish at Docking Bay 7, the rest of it just isn't that super tasty, at least not compared to other things you can get elsewhere in Disney World. The Ronto wrap is that only exception. We love that wrap, you guys know we love it, and some of the cocktails at Oga's Cantina have a fan following. But overall, the food isn't that good in Star Wars land. We were hoping Galaxy's Edge would mean Hollywood Studios wasn't a food desert anymore. The park has never had any truly phenomenal dishes or restaurants, especially compared to the other parks. But the space food did not raise the bar high enough. Now, there are a couple things in Disneyland I wish they'd bring over to Disney World, like that chocolate popcorn. That is killer, and we really, really need it in Disney World. But overall, Galaxy's Edge food, it makes more sense to eat someplace else. Now, another big complaint of people who eat food in Disney World, which is everyone, is why can't we get bread bowls of soup at Disney World anymore? Let me preface, you can get a melty brie bread bowl at Les Halles, which is amazing over there in Epcot, but there's no soup in a bread bowl pretty much in Disney World. Now you can get some soup at Les Halles once in a while, but right now it's that amazing brie, which I don't want to change. But you used to be able to do that in Disney World. You used to be able to get clam chowder in a bread bowl at Columbia Harbor House, and you can get it in Disneyland. In California Adventure, those bowls are fresh baked and come with soup, or you can even ask to get your mac and cheese served in a bread bowl. So there really isn't any bread bowl soup options in Disney World that are consistently there. So I think that should definitely be a thing. All right, so let's talk about that blue curacao. Blue curacao does not need to be a cocktail staple, Disney, and it makes things a pretty color, I get it, but it's everywhere. The Blue Wilderness at Geyser Point, the Arendelle Aqua drinks, even our beloved Kakamora float, the list goes on and on. It seems like every 2 out of 3 new drinks at Disney is gonna have blue curacao in it. It makes things pretty sweet, and I get that it makes things Instagrammable, and that's why they use that, because it's hard to make that blue color. But the Seven Seas Lagoon over at The Contemporary Resort and the Wave Lounge, they don't use blue curacao. They actually use Midori and pineapple juice to make that blue color. So there are alternatives. You don't have to use blue curacao in everything. So maybe some more unique and innovative drinks without that staple. Next thing we're pretty sure every Disney fan is thinking, but no one will say, we want McDonald's back in the parks. Okay, not everyone might agree with this one. It might be some nostalgia fueling it right now, but we want to get a Happy Meal in the parks again. Restaurantosaurus once served McDonald's, and you could get McDonald's fries all over the parks from 1997 to 2008. Now, there is still a McDonald's location on property at Disney World, but you'll need a car to get there. And it would be so much easier if you could just get it right in the park like you used to. It was so great to just get a big old just cooked box of McDonald's fries in the middle of the park. It was awesome, but alas, it is no longer, even though we wish it would come back. Now, we also have a few thoughts on characters. Again, things nobody is going to say, but everybody's thinking. 1, Fancy Nancy is super scary. There have always been a few characters that are a little less charming once they step off the screen and into the park, and Fancy Nancy is one of them. She's adorable in Disney Junior, but it's a little different when you meet her in person. Also, why aren't there more rare characters? We would love to meet the baby oysters from Alice in Wonderland. It'd be weird and delightful, and we'd love to see different characters. Now, don't forget, sometimes at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, you do get access to some different characters you don't see all the time, which is awesome. But maybe a few more in the parks, especially for some of these cavalcades. Next thing we're wondering, why didn't Belle get a better color trend? Other collections that were coming out around that time, you know how the color trends, they have ears, they have spirit jerseys, they have, purses, all kinds of stuff for the different color trends. It started with a rose gold back in 2017, I think. And there were such pretty ones, aqua and bright pink and just really, really pretty ones. And Belle got brown. You can call it bronze if you want, but it didn't really do it for us. It was pretty much just brown. I mean, obviously we would think Belle's color trend would be yellow, right? Weird. Another character thing we want to talk about that we're pretty sure every Disney fan is thinking, we really don't love Goofy's new character design. There's no way around this one. He kind of looks like a hobo in the new Mickey shorts and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. He's kind of scary looking. We like OG Goofy, who knows how to shave and who's still a part of the character cavalcades right now. We're just not a fan of the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway Goofy, but let us know what you think. Maybe you guys loved Ren and Stimpy, because that's definitely the flavor of the new character drawings, that Ren and Stimpy style for characters. So maybe you guys loved Ren and Stimpy and this just fits right in with your aesthetic. But for us, Goofy just looks weird. All right, next thing every Disney fan is thinking, but no one will say, the Wi-Fi is kind of rough in Disney World. They provide complimentary Wi-Fi, which is glorious, and it can definitely get jammed up, which is not so glorious. It's slow and unreliable. Sometimes it just doesn't work at all. But here's a pro tip. If you're trying for a Rise of the Resistance boarding group, use your phone's data rather than the Wi-Fi. Because if literally everyone in an entire theme park is trying to get a boarding group at the exact same literal second, yeah, Wi-Fi might get a little overwhelmed. Now, there's likely nowhere else in the world where people are using their phones and Wi-Fi this much, and that location offers free Wi-Fi, so of course it's going to get jammed up. And it's awesome that Disney's doing it, but we know that Disney is a true innovator, so we're hoping they can find a way to get that Wi-Fi working a little bit better. Now, another thing every Disney fan is thinking is that My Disney Experience, the Disney World app, experiences a lot of glitches. So take screenshots of everything. Things will go wrong. The app can crash. You could lose that reservation you woke up super early to get. Technology is not infallible, so always keep a hard copy of your plans just in case. And if you have a screenshot of that glitch and proof that you did in fact have a reservation or a boarding group, a cast member will likely be able to help you out. But we've had to show them screenshots of situations where we got a boarding group and then something glitched out and we weren't able to complete it. So definitely bring it up to them if you have a glitch or a problem, but take that screenshot, that'll help. Next thing every Disney fan is thinking, but no one will say, do people really like Avatar that much? Yes, it's a huge top-grossing film, but when we first heard about Disney building an entire land about it, we thought to ourselves, I didn't realize people loved Avatar that much. Pandora seemed to be Disney World's response to Universal's Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Secure a big franchise and bring it to life, but why Avatar? Regardless of whether or not we get the hype behind the film, Flight of Passage is one of the coolest rides in Disney World, and the land itself is beautiful with some great food. So even if no one remembers the plot of the movie, it's still a fun place to go. Maybe not Harry Potter World, but still a fun place to go. Next thing every Disney fan is thinking, but no one will say, why are there not more original rides? So Disney parks are seeing more and more attractions like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, Tron Light Cycle Run, and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure repurposed from films. And while it's exciting to be able to step into your favorite film, the Disney parks wouldn't be what they are without unique rides like the Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean, which did both become movies after they were rides. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is really the only non-franchise ride that has opened in recent years. We would love to see more of that original Disney magic, but more and more, we're seeing that Disney rides and attractions are built entirely around Disney IP, which, I don't know, maybe that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure it makes sense from a profit standpoint, but wouldn't it be fun to see what Imagineers could come up with that was just completely out of the blue? Next thing every Disney fan is thinking, but no one will say, especially right now, no one needs 10 of anything. Set a lower limit on merchandise, Disney. Please save some for the rest of us. We desperately want a set of Minnie Mouse ears too, and we don't want to buy them from someone off eBay for 10 times the price. We have almost lost limbs trying to pick up items in Disney gift shops when limited releases are dropped. We know it may be just us, but we don't think any guest or cast member's life is worth shoving, harassing, or snatching. Set a realistic limit on merchandise, Disney. We can't imagine normal folks need more than 1 or 2 of anything, especially pricey limited release merchandise. So why cap them at 10? And these days, some of the things aren't capped at anything. And things are selling out really quickly because resellers are buying them up. So hopefully Disney will pay attention to that, set a lower limit on merch, and make sure to leave some for the rest of us without being price gouged on eBay. Okay, next thing every Disney fan is thinking, but no one's gonna say, can we get some of that Tokyo Disney merchandise? While we're on the subject of merchandise, you guys, Tokyo Disney has the cutest headbands, keychains, purses, and Duffy merch. We've seen oyster plushes from Alice in Wonderland, adorable Fantasia plushes, those cute hamburger Mickey ear plush purses, and so many other fun goodies, like that Mickey-shaped soap dispenser that we love. The stuff coming out of Tokyo Disney is next level extra, so hook us up, Disney. Get some good merch over in Disney World and Disneyland, just like you have in Tokyo. And finally, the thing every Disney fan is thinking but no one will say, we want a nighttime parade again. People might be saying this one, but we seriously miss the nighttime parades. Spectrum Magic and the Main Street Electrical Parade were great, but it'll likely be a long time before they come back, if they do ever. Parades aren't happening at all right now due to social distancing restrictions, and things are harder to socially distance once it gets dark, which might be why the parks are closing so early right now. Parades are expensive too, which is part of the reason why Disney has been reducing the number of parades around the parks in the past few years. A new nighttime parade might be a bit of a long shot, but we'd still love to see it. Whew, it feels good to get some of those out there. We can't really be the only ones thinking about these things, and hopefully you are too, but you might have some other secret Disney pet peeves you want to get off your chest. Do you need to plan a trip to Tokyo Disney to get one of those soap dispensers now? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for listening, you guys, and thanks for watching, and thanks for commiserating with us. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.